Yeah. Good luck, Sarah. All the best.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's EBC Teens event with Sarah. In our very busy world, we often forget to enjoy and be grateful for those small things we have in life. We forget to express our true nature and discover our purpose. However, there are always those who give us hope to believe in humanity and strength to overcome the obstacles in life. Sara is that ray of sunshine, a 20-year-old from Johannesburg, South Africa. Sara is a powerful young lady. Her story is inspiring to many. She was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 9 months. Today, though restricted to a wheelchair, she devotes her time to social work. Although with her optimism, clarity, and mother, she feeds hungry children as many people from her community lack funds for basic necessities. Joyful about her future, Sara serves the world unconditionally. She is a kind and caring soul, and love that she shares with the world is truly magical. Let's stop for a second and be grateful for everything we have. Let's remind ourselves that nothing truly belongs to us in this material world. So thank you, Sara, for joining. You could start now.
Thank you for letting me do this event with you here today. Today I will be talking about how I transitioned from eating eating meat onto being vegetarian and now onto vegan, and I will be talking about my journey, and I will be giving you some facts about veganism mainly. So this is how my journey started. When in 2015, Mohanji came to my home in June. I was still eating meat then, but my mom asked me not to eat meat for the time that he was there in my home and for the time that he was in South Africa, the time that I was, for the duration of time that I was with him. So I didn't eat meat for that duration of time. I enjoyed the food that people were cooking without meat. It was very nice. It was mainly rice, dal, and vegetables, Indian styled food. It was nice. Then after we went to also a retreat that same year. In the retreat we had also nice different different food, but it was also nice. After the retreat, I went back home, and then I st- I started eating meat again. I wasn't ready to transition yet to not eat meat. So a year passed by, and then in 2016 April, Mohanji came again to my home, and then I again stopped eating meat for the duration of time that he was there in my home. Then when he left, in his presence, I started feeling some change. I started feeling when the plate of food was in front of me, I started feeling some voices telling me that that the voices were saying, we don't want to be killed, we don't want to feel this pain. And those were the voices of the animals that are killed these days for our food and our pleasures. So when Mohanji left, my home. He was in my home for like 3 weeks to 4 weeks. That's what I remember. My mom went with him to Durban. Then she came back uh, from Durban a week later. Then she said, "You can go back to eating meat." I said, "No, I can't, because something happened to me when I was in his presence, like a transition happened to me, and I started feeling different energy in that food I was eating for that duration of time, and I started feeling the change, the change in how I look at uh, how I looked at food at that particular time being. It felt different because mainly he was cleaning the blockages I had about food, and because I believe that I was really unaware of how food is brought to us and how food is treated in this world. So he cleaned out all the blockages. That's how I felt the change. That's how it felt. And then I stopped eating meat completely, but I was still eating fish for a period of time. For about 3 months. So then after those 3 months, I was given my tree healing session, and in that my tree healing session, I got a telepathic message that was telling me that I must stop eating fish. It's not good for my health, and it's not good for my energies. How were they moving at that point in time of my body? Yeah. So I stopped eating fish, and I didn't see much difference because I didn't actually like much eating fish. The big move for me was the leaving the meat, but it was like natural, because I made that own choice, because I said I can't go back to doing that, because I felt different and I wanted to remain in that energy field and feeling that same way. And the months passed by, and I was still eating food with eggs or milk in that food, but it was not like before eating meat, fish. Yeah. But then I slowly, as the months and years passed by, I started eating completely vegan food, and I noticed the change in my health. I don't get sick as often anymore, and I don't get sick for a long period of time, because I believe what we put in our body is how our body is going to react. For example, when I was eating meat, fish, and everything else like normally, I would get stomach bugs so often, because the fear from the animals gets in my body. So that's its way of expelling, of coming out of the body, and it wasn't pleasant, but I learned how to deal with it, and from the time I'm fully vegan, the getting sick happens in like few in like 2 years or few months, and it's not so violent like it was before. Like, for example, I don't get stomach bugs as often as I used to. I don't get stomach bugs at all. If I get sick, it's for a larger reason. Something else is going on in my body that needs to be cleaned out. It's not like the same like before, when I was eating meat, fish, and all those other things that can expel fear or can expel those energies. And a few months ago, I went to a restaurant and I was with people there that are not vegan, that are meat eaters. This is an example I'm giving now. I decided to eat a pizza with normal cheese, and I also decided to have a cake that has eggs inside. And I didn't think that I was not eating cheese or eggs in food for a long time. My body is not used to that anymore. So after a few hours, I became severely ill. My body didn't like that, so it was trying to expel the things that it not used to anymore. It was trying to take it out of my body. It wasn't pleasant, but it only lasted a few hours. Then my body was in such shock that it took me one full day to get back to normal. And from that time on, I said to myself, I'm not eating anything that my body is not used to anymore, because what I believe, what I eat is only what is going to be comfortable to me, and I would not do such things anymore that won't make me feel comfortable, or that sometimes I do things to not make people think, what am I eating? Why is this? I said to myself, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to eat what I eat, and I mustn't care what other people think of me. And the health benefits of being vegan is you don't get sick often. You have more energy in your body. For example, in the last few days, I'm noticing that I need to sleep less because I have so much energy and I don't have way to burn it, but I'm finding ways to use up that energy. You have more energy. You don't get sick often. If you get sick, it's just for a short period of time. And if it's for a long period of time, it's not what you are eating. It's mainly because of other things like some sort of other cleansing, or maybe somebody was with some other person that is going through a rough time, and they collected something from that particular person, and they have to go through cleansing instead of that other person that has to go through it. They collected it, so they have to help that person in a way. And so much so much animals are killed these days for food and for our pleasures of our taste buds. I don't say to all of you, now you must become vegan. It's your own choice to do that, and it's heartbreaking because we see all these animals being killed for our pleasure and for food, whereas they can be running around in the field happy and nothing can be bothering them. Yeah, but that is the world we live in today. That's why us as teens, we can make a change in this world today by doing something good for the environment and for the animals. Not only becoming vegan, but going and feeding animals, because veganism is not only in food. Veganism is in how we speak, how we think, what shoes and clothes we wear, believe it or not. So we can make that decision to do something good for the world and environment today. And even if we make a small change in the world, it's going to be for a good benefit for the people that are coming now into the world and after us. And even when we're not here anymore, the world will remain a better place and will teach people in its own way. In its own way, the good benefits of the world. Like if we think of what we say to people, or if we think of what we say to people and we know that will be a good benefit for that person, then we must say it. Like we always say to people, always say to us that we must speak the truth and we must not be shy to speak the truth. And that's true. We must not be shy to speak the truth, and we must not be shy to let people think what they think. People must think what they think, but we must know our truth. And it doesn't matter what other people think about us, because that's what holds us back. Because we always look for other people's opinions. We think us as a whole human being is not enough. But we can change that with always thinking good thoughts, not creating violence in our thoughts, not creating violence in our actions, serving the world, as for example feeding birds, feeding animals, going to be with animals for a short period of time, adopting animals that need homes, and giving them love and care, and being compassionate for them. And not only that, we have to think of what friends we have, and whether those friends company are giving us good benefits or bad benefits. If not, we have to think twice in what we always do or say to people, because some people might not agree with what we are saying to them. So we have to always think what we say to people, and we always have to be aware of what we're doing to ourselves and to the world. That doesn't only apply to ourselves, that applies mainly to the world and earth, because if we abuse the earth, we will get people who abuse us in our lives, because we are abusing the Mother Earth and people. So if we don't abuse ourselves, and if we don't abuse the earth and people around us, people will be loving and kind to us always. And we must always think before we do something, or think before we say something, or think or always think, how did the plate of food come to me or get to me? Because sometimes we just think, oh, the food is here, let me just eat it. But it needed a whole process to get to us, and we must always be thankful for that food that we are eating, that we are putting in our bodies, because it didn't just come like that. It needed a whole process to get to us. And for those people who are eating meat, they don't even realize that how did that food get to them. They don't even realize that a being was killed for their pleasure of their tongue. But it doesn't matter. The people who eat meat are not in that level of understanding how it got there. But we also accept them. We accept people how they are. We don't judge them. And I would like to say to the teens that we must bring some sort of positivity to the world. That's why I shared my story and these facts with you, so you can be aware of how to change the world. Because us as teens, we want to make the world a better place. And we can do that by doing, for example, by doing research on veganism, or by doing research on how to help animals, or to help people in different ways. And there are many ways of how to make this world a better place. We must just continue making the world a better place, and we can really make a difference in life if we do that. I believe that. I thank you all for listening to me today, and I really hope that my talk helped most of you realize or benefited from this talk today. It's my pleasure, and I would like to end it off here.
Thank you everyone who joined the meeting, who watched it from Zoom or who watched it on YouTube Live. And thank you, Sara, for having this wonderful session with us today. Really enjoyed it. And for everybody else, if you want to join EBC Teens, you can visit the website or go on our social media. Thank you.